everyone. So today is a little weird for me. I'm filming my first ever video / tutorial type thing, which is something I never really thought I would be doing. So welcome to my home. I didn't really prepare for you. That is my vacuum in the corner, so disregard that. And Murphy and Brandon are in the bedroom, so if you hear any like noises or something, then I'm sorry. But anyway, yeah, I just thought I'd walk you through like a little bit of how I prep my skin before I put on my makeup, and then what I do just generally kind of like on a day-to-day. Today I'm actually gonna be shooting some photos, and so I'm gonna be doing that kind of like foolproof makeup that I use that I like how it photographs. So anyway, I'm gonna take you through that. Let me drink some coffee. I'm a barista. Okay, I'm probably gonna say a lot of dumb things like that. Anyway, so I've already washed my face, and I washed my face with this Mario Badescu Enzyme Cleansing Gel. I really like this. I had previously been using the Rodan & Field's Unblemished regimen, and I loved it. I struggle mostly with like hormonal acne, so acne that's like all just like down here, you can probably see. So like these aren't even breakouts, that's scarring. Yeah, that's all just scarring. So that's kind of annoying. But anyway, I obviously like the Rodan & Field's regimen is expensive, so I went for this. I found this at Ulta, and I also tone with this, the Thayer's Witch Hazel Aloe Vera formula. It's alcohol free, and this is the unscented kind. I got this at Target, and like there's a few kinds that like have a scent, and I do kind of miss like having a scent. Like I like, it sounds weird, but I like smelling something nice on my face. Nothing too strong, but it just kind of feels like you're rubbing water all over your face, but it is doing something. And I do really like this. So I already did that as well. Next, something I haven't done is I usually like to use this. I keep this in my refrigerator, and it's so cold though. Like when you first put it on your face, it just like kind of shocks you. But I like doing this because I feel like it just kind of wakes my face up. Okay, so I do that, and then I go in with moisturizer. So this is my favorite moisturizer of all time. This is the Aveeno Ultra Calming Daily Moisturizer. It does have SPF 15, and then it's for sensitive skin. So I do have a little bit of sensitive skin, nothing crazy. But anyway, yeah, so I like to use this, and I do like a fairly generous amount. My mirror's right here, so if you see me looking right here, that's fine. Okay, and then I also go in with like a couple more moisturizers. I probably moisturize too much. But these are from Rodan & Field's, and this is the oil control lotion. And then this is the broad spectrum like SPF 50. So this is like hardcore sunscreen, really good to use. And honestly, I just do like a tiny little bit of each of these just because I notice my skin reacts so much better to makeup throughout the day when I have like really thoroughly moisturized and like have done the routine that I have found to be tried and true. So a little bit of that. Okay, we are prepped and ready. Okay, so I use the Real Techniques sponge, and I love this, but I'm just not really down to spend like $20 on a beauty blender. And so this is a better option for me, and I love it. Okay, so for foundation, I do a couple different things. I like to go in with BB cream, like on a just regular day. But like today when I'm gonna be taking some photos, I will use like a little bit of like a thicker, more full coverage foundation. And this is the Maybelline Superstay. It is full coverage and like it really is. So I use a little bit of this, and then I also go in and I just like use a dab of this. Well, you're about to see that. This is the shade, sorry, Classic Ivory. And when I'm a little bit paler, like I have like a tiny bit of a tan. I use my self tanner. Shout out to that because it's a game changer with the whole photo business. But when I'm a little bit fairer, I'll like put a little bit of the porcelain in there too and like mix it up. So anyway, do a little bit of this. Like that much, nothing wild. And then this too, because it's just like a little bit liquidier, and I like that, you know? I've noticed that like my skin reacts better to a liquidier foundation and or like a BB cream, and not so much to like a super thick, more like chunky like paint, you know? We've looked worse. Okay, and then I go in with the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind, the dark circle eraser. I really like this too. Not super down to pay $27 a tube for Shape Tape. I've heard it's a great product. I've never tried it. I know it's like the most popular thing ever, but I really like this. So I just kind of dab with that. Like I don't like to like paint on like the most concealer ever, you know? So I get some redness, like right here you can probably see that like kind of peeking through. And so I'll just like dab like kind of on the lower portion of my cheeks. Maybe one of my biggest tips, just like it helps make the skin look nice when you do that. Like the tiniest bit on the nose, and then just like a little bit right there. Okay. I like this concealer because it's not like super like time sensitive. Like you can put it on your face and like blend like a minute or two later. Like you don't need to like rush, hurry, drop everything, you know? This is the stage of makeup where you look like a corpse. And there's nothing you can do about it except for just keep going. There's no going back now. Okay, so yeah, that was pretty good. I give my performance like an 8 out of 10. And then I go in with powder. So I really like this CoverGirl True Blend. So before I've used the like some loose powders. I've tried like a couple different kinds. But lately I'm loving how like just a packed powder, like the old school way, does your face. Like I don't know, something about it I'm liking more. I feel like I have more control with it, and I am just kind of over like the whole baking process. So I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it. So anyway, I go in with a Bare Minerals like tapered blush brush, actually, like a smaller little brush, and go into my CoverGirl in the shade Translucent Light, just this like packed powder. And I just get some powder, and then I go in right in under here. I'm not somebody that like likes like a full matte look, you know, like I like some glow and whatever, but my makeup just falls to pieces if I don't have it set with some powder. And then for my face, I'm kind of running out of like this CoverGirl, and so I'm going to use the Maybelline Fit Me in color 125 Nude Beige. This is the Set and Smooth powder. I go in with a bigger brush from EcoTools and just kind of like okay, cool. Next is brows. And my favorite brow product of all time, I feel like nobody ever uses this, is just the e.l.f. pencil. And I use it in taupe. I really like the spoolie at the end. It's quality, it's big. It's not one of those like tiny little ones that like takes a million brushes to like get how you want it to get. And I'm basically out of this, so I'm probably gonna have to compensate a little bit with the Revlon Brow Fantasy by Colorstay in light brown. Don't love this, if I'm being honest, but it's all I have. So I go in and I brush my brows up like so. I haven't gotten my brows done, like truly done, in probably over a year. I mostly just like pluck them like on my own, and I will say, and I've also waxed them on my own. Don't tell like a professional that because it'll probably frighten them, but I do have like the Sally Hansen wax kit and I've done that. But I just usually like pluck them every once in a while, and I really only ever pluck a hair that like obviously truly doesn't belong on my face. So see how much brow product I have left? That much. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Everybody say a quick prayer. I just kind of like simulate like real hair, like strokes towards the front. Kind of like give it a nicer shape. And then I basically just like kind of fill them in. I don't have any crazy like technique that I use or anything. And then I just like continually brush these out to make them just like appear more natural. I don't want to do anything wild. And then this is just like a clear brow gel. I'm basically out of it too. So I've been having to like just get the excess off the end of the brush. And it's at this point basically dry. This might be corpse face because my brows made me look like I'm just dead everywhere else. So next, I actually just move really quickly into a little bit on the eyes. I use the Urban Decay Naked 2 palette most days. And then I go into the shade Booty Call. And I actually just use my finger for this. I go in with my finger and I just start putting just some product right here. This is not like the most pigmented color, so I feel like I get the biggest payout when I just use my finger and just kind of like go for it. And I actually just put it kind of like all over my lid. I do this every day. Like this is what I do for my eyes every day. Just kind of all over my lid like that. it's just a great like base shade. It does have some shimmer in it, but nothing wild. It doesn't look like I have like glitter on my eyes. I don't know, I really like it. And then I go under my brow a little bit with it. Okay, and then I start using a brush. So I actually go in with this brush from Urban Decay. It came in the Urban Decay Smoky palette. I really like this palette. I feel like it's maybe underrated, I don't know. But this is the everyday. And then I go into the shade Tease. So I go in, put a little bit on like the fluffier side of the brush. I love this brush so much. And then I just kind of like use circular motions and add some depth to the eyes, like nothing wild, you know? Like I'm not trying to like accomplish some sort of smoky look. Yeah, see like the difference there? Like it just gives your eyes some va-va-voom. And usually like that's kind of like it for eyeshadow for me, but sometimes I'll go into the shade Half Baked on here. It's kind of like a little bit of goldy coppery shade, and it's really pretty. And I'll put just like the tiniest bit like on my finger and go in just kind of on the center, like near the lash line. I don't know, it just has some pretty shimmer. So next for my eyeliner, this is probably my biggest like hack, I would say. It's so weird because I started doing this just because it was easier and I liked how it looked, and I didn't really think that like anybody else would like think it like looked that good. But anyway, so this is a eyeliner pencil in dark brown from Ulta Beauty. It came in like one of their beauty kits at Christmas time. Okay, so then I go in and just on the edge, I do that. And then I grab this flathead brush from Eco Tools and I go in and I just start smudging all the way across my lash line. Now, you're gonna think that this looks crazy the first time you do it, and you're probably gonna be like, Madison, I hate you. And I understand, because the first time I did this, I thought I ruined myself, you know? But it actually ends up looking like a really nice, just softer look. I don't know, there's something about it I just like. I don't know if you guys can like see the difference, but once you put on your, a little farther, once you put on your mascara, it just looks soft, nice, it's soft glam, no like harsh situation, but it still looks like you know, tried and you did your makeup. And so I really like this. This is something I'll probably do forever unless some crazy trend happens that I just happen to enjoy. So that's what I do for my eyeliner. So now I go in with my bronzer, and this is so good. I would recommend getting this. I love it so much. It's lasted me for months, and I just like the formula. It blends really well. You still like can tell it's on. Like I just think this is like an awesome palette for bronzer, excuse me. And then like I use the highlight shade in here every single day for highlighter. So this is a yes. This is the Maybelline Master Bronze by Face Studio Bronze and Highlight Kit, and solid. So I take an angled brush from Firma. This is Firma 103. Just looks like that. And I go in to the lightest shade right here this is the highlight and this is the lightest shade next to it. And then I also dab like once or twice in this darkest shade. So I go in right here and then like a little bit like that. And then I start kind of right here, like where my, where the hairline is, where my sideburn is, where my sideburns are. Just call me Abe Lincoln with the sideburns. And then I make a weird face and then I just like follow my natural cheekbone. So. See, like, it's just so easy. This palette is so good. I will say, I think the best thing to do is not to keep dipping in. Just use whatever leftover product is on there and kind of blend and just make it softer. Like, I don't want a harsh line. Like, I would prefer it be just a bigger, glowier, less crazy look. Okay, so then what you can do is go in and take the brush you powdered with. I'm not a professional, like I'm not that good at this kind of thing. This is what I do, so. And buff. And then I use this, dip a little bit and do the forehead. This is so important. You must do your forehead. If you bronze, you must. Pretty sure it's in the rule book. And then I actually go in and I do the jawline as well. Ow! Okay. All right, then I go in with blush. So this I think is a powder brush from Bare Minerals. It just says Flawless Face on it. I think it's for powder. I love the way this applies blush, but I don't like my blush to be super concentrated. So I go in with the L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Blush in the shade Subtle Sable. I think that this is a dupe. Once again, I'm saying beauty YouTuber things that like I have no business saying. But anyway, this reminds me a lot of the General Nude blush from Bare Minerals that I love so much, but great price point. I don't even know what this is. I think my mom gave this to me, but ever since I've got it, this is all I use. So it kind of looks like that. It kind of looks actually like really dark and purpley, but once you put it on, I just think it does wonders for the face. So the way I apply brush is I pat a little bit, brush, blush, and then I smile. And I work a little and go up and down like that. And blush is my favorite beauty product of all time. I'll never understand people who don't like blush, honestly. Like, that's probably harsh, but it's true. See how much that does? Like, it just warms you up. It's so good. You know what I forgot to do? Okay, so normally before blush, when I'm doing this, I also take this little thing from Glamour Dolls. I don't know what brush this is. It's just literally like a small blending thing. I'm not a huge like nose contour, but I do like the way it looks when you take this lightest shade right here and just kind of like add some bronze to the bridge of the nose. So, well, to the sides of the bridge. So like do a little like that. Do a little bit on this side. Like, I don't think you have to be perfect if you're using just a lighter shade. And then I take the little like highlighting shade, same brush, and then do but it just kind of makes you look like you maybe got a nose job, I don't know. So that's my blush. And then I go back into this. This is like 90% of my makeup, well, more like 40%. Still, I use this a lot. I go into the lightest right here. I need to clean this is gross. And I just grab a little bit that's enough. And then I also just do this. Just like the tiniest bit right there. Okay. Okay, so next is mascara. And I use this, the Luminous Primer, the L'Oreal Paris Luminous Primer. Love this stuff, I've used it for years. And I also really like the mascara that actually goes with this. But I recently stumbled upon the Revlon Volumizing, and I love it. And I haven't seen anybody like talking about it at all. I don't love mascaras that have a really skinny, sharp brush. And this one's like large and soft. So anyway, I go in with this. And I don't even curl my eyelashes. I have a fear of chopping them off, and so I just don't do it. But I use a good primer. I think it's because I have a fear because one time I did have an eyelash curler and the pads fell off of it, and I almost didn't notice that the pads had fallen off, and I was like, oh my gosh, I almost just like cut off my eyelashes. Which I think Girl With No Job did that one time, which is really funny. I'm gonna go in straight away with this. I don't let the primer like dry. So next, I just do like the tiniest bit on my lower lash line. I don't like a lot, and I don't put liner down there. I don't put anything down there because I just feel like it makes my eyes look closed or something. Okay, last thing. So lips. There isn't a day goes by that I don't mix my own lip color. I have some favorites, but like I pretty much mix whatever I want my lips to look like that day. Now, my go-to liners are this Bare Minerals one, which is the, Gen Nude. This one, and then the NYX Whipped Caviar is like one of my all-time favorites. And then my new one I really like is the Flower Beauty one. I love True Berry more. And this is the Longwear Lip Cream in the shade Sandbar. And I do like this. I think it's fun. It's a little bit like peachy corally, like more so than I normally go. But I do really like it. So I kind of just like mix my own shade until I get it right. So you're about to just follow the journey. Let's go in with this first, the Bare Minerals one. A little bit of this and a little bit of Bare Minerals Smooch, the matte liquid lip. So my favorite setting spray is the Urban Decay All Nighter. I ran out of it and don't want to buy it again. Even though it's like my favorite. And so I've been using the CoverGirl Look Lockup All Day Setting Mist. I like it. I mean, it's fine. But I'm pretty much out of it too, so. Okay, so that's pretty much my everyday look. That's what I do for just like a regular day of like probably taking some photos and getting some content, working on the blog. I mean, I have a much lighter version of this that's literally just like a few steps, but this is one where I feel really good and like I'm ready to just kick it, you know? Okay, hope you enjoyed this. All right, please let me know, like comment or shoot me a DM or something. Let me know what you want to see and what you like, and like what you're curious about. Like, I'm happy to do whatever you want. Like, I never expected people to want to see like how I do my everyday makeup, or like to do some sort of like makeup tutorial. Like, that's like kind of wild to me. But I'm happy to do that stuff, and I'm here for it. So yeah, just shoot me a DM, make it happen, Captain. All right, it is time to go. All right, bye guys.